Hello YouTube, this is a video to show how to do Ghetto Tubeless with a inner tube, split inner tube design. I see it all over the internet, but man, I find it really difficult to follow, or the guy's done it in some weird way. So I've done this quite a few times on a bike shop, and a few people ask for tubeless on a wheel that isn't already tubeless. So anyway, pointing at a 16-inch tube, not really. Usually use a 20-inch tube because I am on a 29er. I use a 16-inch tube for probably a 24. I still probably use a 20 or a 26 or 27 or 29. So ages ago since I made this video, can't remember what I'm doing. I'm just talking as the camera is, well, the VLC is showing me what's playing. So I seem to be pointing out that the outer centre line for the tube needs to be cut, splaying open with your scissors. It's in my hand. You can use any valve, doesn't matter, press down or Schrader, depends which one you prefer. Schrader is actually easy to get the sealant back in again. Well, 2 or 3 months line, you want to upgrade the sealant, you want to put more in. It's easier to put it in a Schrader valve than it is to put it in a press the valve, because it depends on whether or not the tube comes with a removable core in a press the valve. But all Schraders are naturally removable cores, so it can be a little easier with a Schrader. Just depends on what you use. You know, I'm used to using press stuff for most bikes these days, so I do it anyway. You gotta excuse me, I shouldn't really have disc on while I'm doing this. Do kind of spray it oil, you'll see what I mean. So what I'm doing here, sticking a metal prop through the inside of the inner tube, and I am just getting all those creases outside. You know, get them away. You know, you don't want any creases. Any creases between the tire and the bead will cause somewhere for air to leak. So I mean, you want that as flat as possible between the inside of the rim and that inner tube. Oh man, I look so fat in this video. Lost a lot of weight since then. Let's see what's happening here. Come on, what we're doing. I think I'm getting some GT85. I am indeed, there you go, GT85. Good releasing oil. Very, very thin. I am just cleaning, partly the disc at the same time. I'm just cleaning the inside of the inner tube. Oh, there it goes, disc again. And it's just getting away the chalk. A lot of these inner tubes have chalk inside of them, so you can see where the hole's coming from when you get one. Yeah, hopefully not going to get a puncture, but that's what it's there for. The chalk can cause a few issues. It doesn't particularly stick well, you know, so you want that surface to be as clean as possible. Oh, there we go, more cleaning. More spraying on the disc as well. It's my bike, it's not a customer's bike. Would have taken disc off for a customer's bike. Clean away. Come on. Get the job done. Faster. Oh, I hate making those little noises, especially on camera. That's what I'll do, just don't notice it until we hear ourselves back. Come on, Scotty boy, clean it up. Camera cut. Not yet. I know it's coming. Camera cut. Now, one of my biggest problems is my truing stand is the Part 2. I think it's a T2 they call it, or something like that. Off the top of my head, I can't remember. And it doesn't fit 29ers particularly well. It was designed back in the days of 26 and 700C. 700C, of course, is your 29er, but they didn't have 2.35 tyres on them at the time when they made these stands. Really need to get a new one that fits fat bike tyres, well, fat bike wheels, and 29 plus. Sometimes you don't, if you got a buckled wheel, you want to take all the tyre and everything off, especially if it's tubeless. You're just truing the wheel up, and it drives me potty. Oh, Revo sealant. It's all relative. I use Joey's, I use Revo. Never really use stands. Harder to get if you're a small independent. But Continental stuff's actually really good. So is Joey's No Flats. It's one I use quite a lot. Tried a few other ones. Schwalbe is just a rebranded stand, so essentially just stands if you're a Schwalbe. Now what I was shaking there is a little bit of PVC glue, or PVA glue, and some of the sealant inside of it, and you'll see why I'm going to use that in a minute. Popping the tyre back on the rim here, using no tools, trying to avoid damaging that inner tube. You know, you damage the inner tube, it'll just leak and come straight back out, and you know, screw it up. So don't use tools. What I'm doing is I'm running the PVC glue between the bead, but actually on the bead of the tyre really. So when you pump it up, the PVC glue allows for the tyre to slide on the inner tube, so the inner tube doesn't try and move up on the rim when you pump it up. It acts as a sealant, it acts as a lubricant for the tyre between the tube, and it seals clear. It's fantastic, great stuff. Don't know why anybody doesn't use it. It's one of these things. I'm a big 5 litre tub, use it all the time for doing even ones that don't use the Ghetto Tubeless. It's just good lube for the tyre, and you'll see why when I've got to pump this up at the bottom once I finish doing whatever it is I'm doing here. And sometimes what can happen is the tyre doesn't have a lubricant. The rubber can be really rubbery. It gets this jam just under the bead, and you're up there, 60 psi, and you're thinking, oh my god, this goddamn thing pops, it's going to blast all over the place. And I've had that done. Done it in my house, stupidly, all over the bloody ceiling, over the walls, and in my living room. Clean it all off. So I prefer to use a lubricant. It lets the tyre slide up at lower pressures, and it does mean that you can pump up to really high pressure straight off the mark, but I would never recommend that anyway, because you're going to get tyre sealant and stuff on the edges, and if that tyre slides off, then that's just not a good thing. What I'm doing here with my fingers is just trying to get that sealant everywhere in the bead, just so it makes it easier for it to slide up. There's no dry bits or anything like that. And watch the bottom of the wheel here, you'll see why. Oh, forgot about that. Oh no! Oh, up the nose shot. Back again. Guess who's back? Scotty's back. Come on, pump up. Yeah, so watch the bottom of the tyre, you'll see that popping out. It's not, you can normally get to do that anyway, but you can't have it at high pressures. And I'm just a little worried. I've had them blow off before, and it sounds like a gun going off. Plus it can ruin the tyre as well. See, that's it, just at the bottom there. See it pop right, which is the glue allowing it. Oh, spurting over the bar. But that's the glue letting it slide up. Now PVA glue isn't strong, it's water based as well, so it matters, it's water based. It doesn't stick really hard, so when you try to get this back off again, you can get it back off. I mean, I've had to take the back one, done this to the back one, to take it back off again because the wheel screwed up. I had to put the tyre on the wheel, and it came off perfectly fine. I've also got this on my Kinesis V2s. 29 wheels on my XC bike, and I've had to pop them off in the past. In fact, actually, I think it was 2 weeks ago. It never stuck to the rim or anything like that, but it acts as a great sealant. It really does. It dries gloopy, so there's never any air escapes at the side or anything like that. Whereas if you don't have any sealant in there, and you always get just a little bit of leakage. That's a bit on it. It's done. I'll let them down just to double check that it's stuck on the bead already, but it has stuck, so perfect. Bang! That's what I'm always worried about, but that doesn't do it. There you go. Tour bike. Old tour bike. This was done quite some time ago. Since then it's had new brakes and loads of other things done to it. It was always going to be a cheap bike, and it turns out it's not. Typical me. Look at that. Sealed all the way around there, all the way around, and once that dries out, I'll cut off all the excess inner tube. Usually leave a couple of millimetres on it. Clean up all the edges, stuff like that. But it cleans quite well with water, hot soapy water. Clean up all that glue when it dries off. And it's been on there now for, I don't know, at least a year the tyres have been on there now. I haven't had any issues, apart from having to put more sealant in. Cheers now, bye.